So this is the final steps required to put everything back together. So let's quickly go through what we need. So we need the outer barrel that has the hole drilled. We'll need the hop-up block with both mounting screws. Then we also need the assembled hop-up chamber, fully assembled, ready to go. Then finally, we also need the thumb screw, or if you want to use, you can use also the grub screw for an invisible TDC setup. Optionally, if you're installing the TDC as a basic, so if you don't have the TDC unit, you'll also need the both O-rings that come with the kit. If you're using the Pro kit, you can keep one of the O-rings around. You might need them, but it's not really necessary. And obviously you'll have the Pro housing right here. So to get started, let's move all these things aside and let's just focus on this right here. So we want to install the chamber inside the barrel. So just do it like this, push it in there. Just make sure to align the magwell hole. Check if the alignment for the nut is in the place as it should be. Next, use the block for the VSR10s and fix it into place like so. So now that it's installed in place, as you can see, the hole is right there. It's not like super precise due to the fact that I already had a previous hole for the other TDC 2.0 for SG10, which was slightly off, but as you can see, the thread is fully exposed, and that's what we need. We need the thumb screw to be able to go fully inside the threads without touching on the sides much. During the first installation, you'll just want to take the thumb screw and use it as is, install it inside the chamber. So the first few turns are going to be quite easy, and at some point you'll start feeling some resistance. So you have to do this regardless if you're using a basic or pro version. Once it starts feeding into the resistance part, make sure that you try to hold the screw as level as possible to the barrel so that it's not tilting in front to back or side to side. So just make sure that you're screwing it in place and it's going in nice and flat. During the first installation procedure, it's possible that the first few turns while you're penetrating the plastic part, they are going to be quite tight. So just feel free to just apply some pressure. Don't worry, nothing's going to break. If something's going to break, we'll send a replacement to you. So yeah, just install it almost all the way down. Don't go fully to the bottom. That might damage the bucking. Just make sure that you go through with some resistance. Additionally, you can look down the barrel and see how much hop is it's applying. And yeah, basically once you've done that, remove the thumb screw. And if you're using the basic kit, then you'll want to install both of the O-rings. So those have two purposes. Number one, they create some extra resistance when you're turning the screw. So once you set the hop, it's going to stay there nice and tightly. And number two, it's going to form some sort of a small seal to protect the inside from getting some water in. So as you can see, when you install both O-rings, they touch the outer barrel and there's no more gaps left around for water to get in. And it's just, yeah, it's creating some extra resistance on the thumb screw. Now, if you have the Pro version, here's the additional steps you need to take to install that one. So first of all, just make sure that you don't have the O-rings installed on the thumb screw and that you've already proceeded and threaded the screw inside the insert at least once. So first of all, you need to get yourself some rubbing alcohol and clean the barrel around the hole. So take some tissues and some rubbing alcohol. In case you have no bridge maintenance kit laying around, you can use that one. Just make sure that you remove any greases from the surface and any dirt. The Pro housing has clicks, so it clicks when you turn the screw. If you're super against using clicks and you really want to have that smooth motion, I can't stop you. And what you can do is remove this screw right here. You'll have to get out the spring that's inside the hole. So this is the spring. And this right here is the plunger that hits against the screw and creates the click sound. So once you've removed those, feel free to install the screw back in place. We, during the installation, use some Loctite on it. So if it's worn out, just apply some more and install it back in place. And there we go. But I want the clicks, so I'll quickly do the process in reverse and continue with the installation. Next, you'll want to peel off this protective tape from the adhesive. You can use some tweezers to help with that. Next up, you want to decide which direction you want to install it. So there's literally no difference if you install it with this part facing front or that part facing backwards. It doesn't matter. It will still work fine perfectly in both directions. It's just a matter of visual preference, which way you want to do it. Now we're ready to install the housing. So what you want to do is you want to hold the housing in one hand and use the thumb screw with the other hand. Place the thumb screw inside the housing through the hole, just like so. Try to hold the housing up and start screwing the thumb screw in. What you want to do is keep it from touching the barrel before the thumb screw is really in. So just go ahead and start screwing it in and start narrowing it down closer to the barrel. So once it gets to a point where it's almost touching the barrel and you can't hold it up anymore, just carefully lower the housing towards the barrel. Make sure that it's aligned to the barrel and it's not twisted in any way, and just slightly start applying some force. Then what you can do is remove the thumb screw and just make sure to apply some more pressure. Just hold it in there for a bit to make sure that the adhesive really catches onto the barrel. Again, this hop-up housing will have no functional purpose other than to create a click sound and protect the thumb screw from the kicks and bumps. So the adhesive plays no significant role in the workings of the TDC. It's just there to hold the aluminum housing in place. Once you've installed the housing, you can go ahead and install the screw back in. Additionally, if you're super scared of water getting in through the hole of the TDC, what you can do is you can install 1 or 2 O-rings. Just keep in mind that if you install the O-rings, you might be limiting yourself to how much hop you can apply. So meaning the O-ring will limit the screw from going in all the way down. So in case that's something you're worried about or you notice after installing the O-ring, just make sure that this is not the issue with what is causing you not being able to hop BBs. So once you've installed that, just install the screw back in. And for the first few times when you're using this TDC, please do not go all the way down as that might damage the bucking and will probably just choke the BB. So just start off by aligning the top face of the thumb screw with the housing. And this will mean that it'll probably have some hop applied, but it won't be choking the BB. And additionally, what you can do now is you can look through the barrel assembly and look against a white background, and that way you'll be able to adjust the hop up and see the bucking moving up and down. So that's basically it. You're now finished with the installation. This is how it should look like once it's done. And you can basically now put the gun back together and go and play. In case if you have any issues, again, there's a troubleshooting section down below. And additionally, if you need, you can get in touch with us on Facebook at TRIDOS Airsoft. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this installation. Hope it went smooth for you. And I'll see you on the field someday, maybe. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for getting the TDC 2.0. And if it works out well for you, please maybe consider leaving a review on the shop. That helps out a lot. So again, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.